In the heart of a quiet little town named Peace Valley lived a woman named Valray and her 3 sons, Shamar, Ozay, and Zor. The name of the town wasn't just for show. Life there was calm, safe, and simple. And the family, they were the heartbeat of the community. Valray had raised her boys with deep love and strong discipline. They were kind, well-mannered, and gentle-hearted. Whether it was an elder walking by or a child in the street, they never passed anyone without offering a smile or greeting. People often said, if all children were like Valray's boys, the world would be a better place. But sometimes, even in the most peaceful places, darkness waits patiently. One sunny Sunday morning, the house smelled like seasoning and warm oil. Valray was preparing her boy's favorite meal, rice and peas with fried chicken. As she stirred the pot, she paused and opened the cupboard. No peas. She called out, "Ozay, run down to Mr. Tuck's shop and grab some peas, please." Without hesitation, Ozay grabbed the little money pouch, nodded, and took off down the narrow dirt path that led through the bushes and trees. The walk would usually take 5 minutes, but that day, something was different. As he walked, a strange sound caught his ears. It was faint, like a baby crying in the distance. He paused and looked around. The trees were still. The breeze was light. He shook it off and kept walking, but the further he went, the louder the cry became. It didn't make sense. The sound wasn't behind him. It was ahead, and it grew clearer with every step. His heart began to beat a little faster. At the edge of a thick bush trail, the cry became desperate, piercing. He stopped again. What if someone left a child out here? He remembered his mother's words, "Don't chase every cry. Some sounds don't come from the living." But something in his chest pulled him forward. He stepped into the bush. The moment his foot touched the earth beneath the trees, a violent shiver ran through his body, like an electric shock. His breath caught, his ears rang. But then, silence. And then, he saw her, a baby, lying on a worn cloth, staring up at the sky. Ozay's skin crawled, but he couldn't walk away. He picked her up. The baby didn't cry, didn't blink, just stared at him, cold and still. He turned and ran back home. When he reached the yard, his brothers were playing. Zor dropped the ball. "Yo, is that a baby?" Shamar shouted. "Where are the peas, Ozay? Mom's waiting." Before he could answer, Valray came rushing out of the house. She stared at the baby in his arms. He told her everything, the crying, the bush, the strange feeling. Valray held the baby, her face softening. "Who could abandon such a child?" She whispered. "Wicked world. But God must have sent you to her. We'll raise her. Just like family." They named her Zara, and that's when everything began to change. The boys, once best friends, began fighting over the smallest things. Items started going missing, clothes, money, toys. They blamed each other. Trust faded. Love cracked. Zara never spoke much, but her presence was always felt. She never cried, she never laughed, she just watched. One night, Zor found her standing alone in the hallway, whispering to herself. Another time, Shamar swore he heard her calling his name in the dead of night, but when he opened the door, she was fast asleep, and always she went to the same grave at the edge of the cemetery, an old, unmarked stone. She would sit there for hours, humming. Valray once asked her, "Why do you always go there?" Zara smiled. "It's where I feel peace." The boys became strangers in their own home. They fought daily. Ozay once shouted, "It's like we've all turned into enemies," and stormed out. Valray cried in silence many nights. She didn't know what was happening, only that the love she'd built was being torn apart. Years passed. Zara grew into a quiet, beautiful girl. But wherever she went, unease followed. Teachers complained, Children avoided her, animals refused to come near, and no one could explain why. One day, the family planned to go into town together, but as the boys got ready, they realized none of their clothes or shoes were in their rooms, all gone. They stormed out, yelling, blaming one another. "You took my shirt." "No, you stole my shoes last week. You're a liar." In the middle of the chaos, Zara sat silently in the chair, calm, smiling faintly. Valray walked in, shocked. "What has happened to my boys?" she cried. "You used to be so full of love. Now all I see is hatred. What's gotten into you?" Ozay, frustrated beyond control, slammed his hand on the table. The salt box fell over and spilled. Some of the salt landed on Zara. She let out a scream that made the walls shake. Her skin began to steam. Her face twisted. Her eyes went dark. And then she spoke, in a voice that did not belong to her. "I never asked to be saved. I never belonged in this house. You brought me where I was never meant to be." Everyone froze. Zara bolted out of the house, barefoot and wild. The family ran after her. Neighbors joined in. They followed her straight to that old grave. She dropped to the ground, clutched the headstone, and vanished. Gone, like a whisper swallowed by the wind. The grave, once blank, now bore a name. Zara James. Died at 15, gone but not forgotten. The truth finally came to light. She had not been a baby left in the bush. She had been a soul, restless, bitter, angry, trapped in a cycle of pain. Returned not for redemption, but revenge. From that day on, the family changed. The darkness lifted. Peace returned. But the lesson never left them. Not every cry should be answered. Not every soul seeks love, and not everything that looks like a blessing is meant to be saved. Thank you so much for watching. If this story gave you chills or made you think twice about the unknown, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with someone who loves a good story. Show your support by subscribing to the channel, Official SD1, for more deep, mysterious, and unforgettable stories. Until next time, stay alert, stay aware, and most of all, stay blessed.